Still in Abia State, the Abia State Independent Electoral Commission, APSEAC, has told the ad hoc staff who worked during the November 2nd, 2024 local government election that their entitlements will be paid. A statement issued by Afulike Don Christian, the special assistant to the chairman of APSEAC on communication, planning and strategy, said the claims that the electoral umpire will not pay the ad hoc staff for the services they rendered during the local government elections are false. The commission also appealed to the public to ignore those it described as mischief makers who, according to it, are mobilizing some young persons to protest because of the delay in the payment of their money. Meanwhile, this is coming amid concerns that the workers have not been paid over 1 month after the exercise. And still on the regional level, a combined team of security operatives made up of the Nigeria Police, Armed Forces, Department of State Security Services, and the Nigeria Civil Defense have dismantled criminal hideouts responsible for incessant civil unrest in Eziama Autonomous Community in Mbitolu local government area of Imo State. In a press statement made available to newsmen by the State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, ASP Henry Okoye, said the operation led to the killing of 4 suspects, the arrest of 5, recovery of various firearms and other items linked to the suspects. He pointed out that the various security agencies under the auspices of Operation Udoka have strengthened their operations to dismantle criminal networks operating within the state. ASP Okoye further stated that the State Police Commissioner used the moment to reassure the people of the state that the security agencies were working in unison to protect the state. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll have stories from the national scene. Stay with us.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzenoso mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life whose common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, oh, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
Week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
You're welcome back to News Today here on Afia TV. We're reaching you live from Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. My name is Alex Obodo. The federal government of Nigeria has paid its accrued debt owed to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to the tune of 85 billion naira. President of the ECOWAS Commission, Omar Toure, made this known in his remarks at the opening of the 66th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government in Abuja. Toure stated that while ECOWAS had suffered slow response from member states in remitting their levies, Nigerian government had cleared its levies from 2023 to date. Toure stated that while ECOWAS had suffered slow response for remittances, Nigeria had cleared theirs. Now, the ECOWAS president also commended the efforts of President Bola Tinubu and the federal government of Nigeria for always supporting the efforts of the regional body.
Here, I have both bad news and good news. The bad news is that the community levy remittances continue to be slow. A number of countries have fallen behind with their community levy remittances. This needs to be reversed. The good news, and indeed a very good news, is that for the first time in 19 years, Nigeria has decided to pay 100% of its community levy from 2023. I am therefore pleased to announce that on Friday, 13th December 2024, Nigeria paid 85 billion naira and 54 million US dollars, representing 100% of the 2023 levy and the levy of 2024 up to July 2024. We all agree that this payment underscores the leadership and commitment of President Ahmed Tinubu, the government and the people of Nigeria to our community. At a more personal level, it represents a mark of confidence in the management that I have been privileged to lead since 2022. My colleagues and I are deeply grateful, and I thank you for your attention.
In his welcome address, the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government and President of Nigeria, Tinubu, called for cooperation among the ECOWAS member states in protecting their citizens and providing an enabling environment for the citizens to thrive. He said raising the living of standards of the citizens is an obligation on the part of the citizens.
We have the man now referred to as Mr. Democrat. I congratulate the President Nana Akufo-Addo and the people of Ghana for the successful election and urge all of us in the region to learn from this good democratic practice and prioritize our country's national unity to ensure political stability of the region. That this manner of peaceful transition, because the culture of democracy is not only in West Africa, but also in the entire African continent.
As ECOWAS nears its 50th anniversary in 2025, President Tinubu urged member states to recommit to the bloc's founding ideals of economic integration, peace, and prosperity. Meanwhile, the federal government has approved an upward review of allowances for officers in public service. Some of the allowances under review include duty tour allowance, transport allowances, uniform allowances, and overtime allowances. The decision was reached at the 46th meeting of the National Council on Establishment, NCE, chaired by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Walton-Jack. The NCE, which serves as the highest policy-making body for public service matters, is chaired by the head of Civil Service of the Federation and includes heads of service from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. In the meantime, the federal government has commenced the construction of a smart divisional police headquarters and 6 residential quarters for rank-and-file officers in Mpape, a community in the Buari area Council of Abuja, the groundbreaking ceremony for the Smart Police Station was performed by the Minister of Police Affairs, Ibrahim Gaidam, who was represented by the Acting Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Yusuf Argungu. In a statement on Sunday by Bolaji Kazim, Deputy Director, Information and Public Relations Unit of the Ministry, he quoted the Minister as highlighting the importance of the project in addressing the security challenges in Mbappe and its environs. Meanwhile, the project is part of ongoing reforms aimed at reshaping the police landscape by promoting inclusivity and adopting modern technology. And still in Abuja, the federal government has signed 2 letters of agreement with Siemens Healthineers, its Nigerian partner Tanit Medical Engineering and Abbott Laboratories GmbH, to enhance healthcare access and capacity in Nigeria. The national coordinator of the Presidential Initiative for Unlocking the Healthcare Value Chain, PVAC, Dr. Abdul Mukhtar, who represented Nigerian government, signed the letters with Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, in attendance. A statement signed by the Deputy Director of Information and Public Relations, Alaba Balogun, says the partnerships will boost the assembly of ultrasound systems, improve medical training for Nigerian professionals, enhance the self-sufficiency of the national health care system, and guarantee access to high-quality, locally produced diagnostic solutions. According to the statement, Professor Pate lauds Dr. Mukhtar and his team for their determination to attract investors to Nigeria, and explains the executive order that offers incentives for those investing in the health sector. To business news now, the federal government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, has reportedly secured over $600 million in foreign agricultural loans in 2024 to boost food security and rural development. According to information from the ministry's website, the government obtained a $134 million loan facility from the African Development Bank to enhance seed and grain production nationwide. In addition, the federal government, through the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, secured a $500 million loan from the World Bank, bringing the fund to $634 million. And on his part, the Minister of State for Agriculture, Food Security, Aliyu Abdullahi, outlined the conditions states must meet to access Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project funds, including establishing functional roads and roads agencies. And Seplat Energy PLC has revealed plans to revive hundreds of idle Nigerian oil wells after completing its purchase of ExxonMobil core onshore oil and gas assets in the West African nation, as the oil company is revitalizing idle wells and bringing them back into production, where only 200 of its 600 oil wells are currently active. Seplat recently announced the finalization of the $1.28 billion acquisition of Mobil Producing Nigeria Unlimited from ExxonMobil, which was after the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission approved Exxon's sale of the assets to the independent energy supplier in October. However, the oil firm recently paid $800 million of the purchase price, following an initial $128 million paid when the deal was signed in 2022, which also deferred the transfer of a further $257.5 million to December 2025 due to certain decommissioning, abandonment, and joint venture costs. Still in business, and outside Nigeria, the UN Technology Agency has created a new body to boost protection for submarine cables, which carries over 99% of international data, aiming to help shore them up against damage and accelerate repairs after a series of high-profile failures. Thomas Lomasunkas, Deputy Secretary General of the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, said the ITU sometimes received reports of alleged sabotage, but it was not currently within its mandate to investigate such issues or assign blame. However, he hoped the new body would help address disruptions, whatever the cause, by restoring services more quickly, such as through expediting permits. Time for another break. When we return, it will be time for stories from the international scene. Stay with us.
time check. It's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibe and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence. You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Gyna Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254, and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
So welcome back to News Today here on Afia TV. It's, of course, we're reaching you live from Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. To the international scene now, beginning from Africa, where the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has resolved that the trio of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali will cease to be members of the sub-regional body from the 29th of January 2025. In a communique at the end of the 66th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Governments held in Abuja, the leaders agreed that the mediation mission led by the President of Togo, Faure Gnassingbé, and his Senegalese counterpart, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, will continue to engage them in an effort to return them back to ECOWAS. President of the ECOWAS mission, Dr. Omar Toure, who read the communique, explained that a transition period of 6 months would commence at the expiration of January 29th deadline. On the security implications that may arise as a result of the withdrawal of the three countries, Dr. Toure explained that a sub-regional body would take a proactive measure towards any possible threat. South Korea's Constitutional Court kicked off proceedings on Monday over the impeachment of President Yoon Suk Yeol, who has been suspended from office over his failed bid to impose martial law. Yoon was removed by South Korea's parliament on Saturday over his short-lived attempt to suspend civilian rule, which plunged the country into its worst political turmoil in years. The Constitutional Court has around 6 months to determine whether to uphold impeachment, as fresh elections must be held within 2 months if he is removed. The prosecution, in a news release on Sunday, said they had summoned Yoon for questioning over the insurrection allegations, but he refused to comply. Finally, on the international front, U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris made a rare post-election joint appearance on December 15th to thank donors who raised more than $2.7 billion during the unsuccessful 2024 election cycle, and to urge Democrats to keep fighting for their values. She told guests at a holiday party hosted by the Democratic National Committee that their spirit should not be defeated. Harris and Biden's joint appearance, along with their spouses, was a show of unity after an election that was resulted in finger-pointing across the party, as the duo have rarely appeared together in public since Mr. Biden dropped out of the presidential race in July. Meanwhile, Harris' future is uncertain, though some Democrats are urging her to run for governor of California, her home state. In the world of sports, a well-deserved first-half performance from Niger Tornadoes ensured that they got the better of Sunshine Stars in a Matchday 17 NPFL clash. The Konala boys dismantled visiting Sunshine Stars 4-1 by scoring the 4 goals in the first half of the game. In Port Harcourt, Rivers United regained their lead on the standings after overcoming Kwara United 2-1 in a keenly contested tie. The pride of Rivers are 2 points above second-placed Remo Stars, who managed to salvage a draw against Ikorodu City FC in the Southwest Derby. Reigning champions Rangers International extended their unbeaten run to 10 matches after a stalemate encounter with Katsina United. Bendel Insurance stunned Heartland FC after snatching a draw at the Dan Ayam Stadium, while El Kanemi Warriors thrashed Abia Warriors 3-0 in Maiduguri. And lastly, on the world of sports, ahead of today's CAF award ceremony in Marrakesh, Morocco, the Nigeria Football Federation has thrown its weight behind Nigerian stars Ademola Lookman and Chiamaka Nnadozie, who are in the run for CAF Player of the Year awards in the men's and women's categories, respectively. Lookman and Super Falcons goalkeeper Nnadozie lead Nigeria's contest for honors at this year's CAF event, as the country is in line for 7 awards. The men's category is locked in a tight race between Lookman and 4 other contenders. The 27-year-old will vie for the Men's Player of the Year award with Ivory Coast's Simon Adingra, PSG's Ashraf Hakimi, Guinea striker Sekou Guirassy, and South Africa goalkeeper Rowan Williams. Nnadozie will also be gunning for 2 honors, as she is in the mix for the Women's Player of the Year award, along with Morocco's Sana Msoudi and Zambia's Barbara Banda. Wins for both players in the top categories will see Nigeria produce the winners of both awards for the 3rd time. Nwankwo Kanu and Mesa Akide Udo in 1999 and Victor Osimhen and Asisat Oshoala in 2023. Up next is special report, and reactions and agitations have continued to trail the proposed Abia Airport scheduled for official flag-off on Tuesday. In this report, Emmanuel Mwazue, Afia TV's Bureau Chief in Abia State, highlights the controversies, the people's views, and the government response to the saga.
The construction of the proposed Abia Airport is slated for an official flag-off on Tuesday. This was hinted at by Governor Alex Otti during his recent media parley in Umuahia. Debates arrive across the state over the project.
I would say it's a fantastic project and maybe a milestone in terms of the state, because for however long the state has existed, there has never been a talk about an airport, and you talk about neighboring states having one airport, which we know is going to improve the economic situation of the state. It's going to improve movement. I mean, one will not have to travel to Owerri now to book a flight for wherever the person is meant to go. So I'd say it's a fantastic idea, and the project is welcomed by myself.
I think the governor should pay more attention in human capital development and leave the airport. We have more airports, less than 20 minutes drive from where they want to take this one out to Imo Airport. It's less than 20 minutes drive. The previous administration had an airport project along that area, and according to the community, they said the government came and took their land, and now this administration now came and abandoned the other land. Okay, if they want to do airport projects now, they should return the other land to the community and take this one. You can't someone will not lose two things at the same time. So
I think that's a wonderful idea and a welcome development to the state, Afia State. One of the few reasons are because of what the airport will bring to the state, which one of them is job creation. Yes, if you look at the state, you know that it lacks few infrastructure like the airport, which would be a wonderful idea to the state. And I hope, by the grace of God, the project will be carried out as fast as possible.
As the state provides the land for the federal government project, some members of the host communities have been protesting. In our previous report, this was one of the reasons given for the protest.
The particular place where the state government or federal government want to insert the proposed airport is the only farmland remain for us living now and our students to come tomorrow. And it is the only place for expansion. Now you can see these petitions. It is in the hand of government. And the 8 villages in Sulu agree. By the 90% of the population say they don't need the airport. They beg the government to relocate this into the old site. If you go to Mochala, that place is called Achara. That was the first proposed airport in then Imo State. Later we descend to Afia State. Now, Chief T. Oja, the governor, visited that place. Okezipas also visited that place. And I said that the airport will continue. But to our surprise, the only land we have here, and it is in the valley, you can see the land. Then they said that it is where they will inside the airport. And that place is the 4 backyard of 8 communities in this Sulu. How can you insert airport in the backyard of 8 communities? Because what we are saying to the government is that please let's hear our cry. The federal government is saying we should go to farm. There is nowhere to farm again. Please let them hear our cry and look for another place for this airport. Thank you.
I raised this concern with the governor during the media parley.
Emmanuel, you talked about the previous administrations mapping out different sites for the airport. I'm aware of it, even though I cannot speak as someone with so much knowledge. But I know that by the time the airport project was muted, we first of all looked at that site together with a few other sites. Unfortunately, the site you mentioned had actually been built up. You can't site an airport in a built up area. If you want to do that, then you are going to take down a lot of buildings and pay a lot of compensation. So that site will no longer appropriate for the airport. I think it will be marked over a decade ago. So people will not wait for you when you want to do something and you didn't do it. So the owners of the land built up the place, and so we have to go look for somewhere that's not built up, but also meets the specifications. For us, what was important was to site the airport between Aba and Omoya.
Governor insisted that those protesting were, in his words, expired politicians.
Agitation. Everybody can agitate. No, but we discuss with the owners of the land. And we are going to pay compensation to the owners of the land. The people that are agitating are politicians who are unhappy that what they couldn't do, somebody is doing. And we don't pay them no attention. So I don't think we should spend reasonable energy talking about people that are inspired. That's the way I want to describe it. So don't, because when you begin to talk about it, it begins to look like it's an issue. It's not an issue.
The saga, however, took a different dimension on Sunday morning, 7th.
Okay. The police invaded my house, by 4:45 a.m. Don't know, about more than 40 of them. They came in 4 Hilux boxes, Hilux vans, and they said they have come to arrest me. I said, for what? And they said there was a petition written against me. I said, well, the proper thing should have been, to invite me, and I will honor your invitation. Why come by this time on a Sunday morning, to arrest me? So I won't leave my house. I will not. And they're still here. It's after 9 now. I think it's after 9. They came here, quarter to 10 now. They came here by quarter to I'm still here by now, But then I sent a text message to the Commissioner of Police. He responded and asked me to come. So now I am dressing up to go to the Commissioner of Police.
But are they still in your house?
They are still in the compound as I speak with you now. The villagers are all over the place, singing and not, anyway, I don't know. So they're here, they're still here.
And you are not aware of this particular petition that has prompted the arrest?
Not aware. What did you tell me about any petition? What did I do? I'm not criminal. What did I do? So my conscience is clear. What you really allege that I did? My people are protesting. The government wants to forcefully take their land. Now, is it a crime, to protest under a government? And has anybody seen me protesting? I'm not protesting anything.
But Dr. Marks, you are not so certain that this is the reason for this action.
I'm not certain. That is what the police told me. And if I I'm almost ready to join them. If I go down now, I will ask them to tell you why they have come to arrest me. You can.
Okay. So are you going to see the CP on your own, or you will go in their company?
Well, I am still in my house upstairs, so I am going to go down. I have my car key. Then when I get there and they say they want to handcuff me or put me in their vehicle, then that's a different matter. But right now, I'm still upstairs, but I'm fully dressed. I'm going down to meet them.
All right. We'll be in touch with you, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Thank you, sir.
That was Dr. Marks Ndagwibe, one of the community leaders and former DG of Governor Alex Oti's campaign organization. But what do the people think about the protest?
People do not agitate without a reason. The first question to ask is, was due diligence done before the acquisition of their land? Have they been spoken to? Have compensations been promised? What level of dialogue existed before the government came out to say we have taken this portion of land for this particular project? And these are some of the questions begging for answers. If that is sorted out, I do not think the people will agitate. And again, the trust deficiency between the citizens and the government is another issue. When you look at the past, where governments tend to take over lands without actually compensating the people adequately, giving them something at least close to what they are losing because they have given up their land for one gigantic project or the other. But I think when all of these things are sorted at the gray areas, those people will accept it and know that this is going to open up our community. It's going to set up our children for life in terms of employment, and as well ensure that we are now in the global map, because people will have to come in and live as well. So
I feel if the settlement is done, organized, like if it is being paid off very well, the people will allow it happen.
Tuesday is almost here, and Afia TV will bring you the details of the flag off. For now, in Umuahia, Emmanuel Wazwe reporting.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Wazwe, for that special report. We'll keep monitoring the situation out there in Abia State regarding the airport flag off. And it's time for our discussion segment. After this break, we'll be taking a look at Ohanese's new leadership. As you well know, Ohanese has a new Director General. I should say, well, they are called President General worldwide. Who is that President General that has emerged to replace Chief Emmanuel Iwanyang? Find out during our discussion segment.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show upon here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did sing.
For real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzen also mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life who common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with Ndi Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, oh, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
And another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests. And yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and Go TV channel 17.
And you're welcome back to the news today, the discussion segment here. Nze Chukwu from Imo State has emerged as the new President General of the Igbo Socio-Cultural Group, Ohaneze Ndibo, worldwide. This is contained in a communique issued at the end of the Ohaneze Ndibo Worldwide Imobi and General Assembly meeting held on Saturday and signed by the Secretary General, Oke Emuche. The Chukwu's leadership is expected to last only 27 days needed to exhaust the Imo State tenure, which ends on January 10th, 2025. His emergence is a result of the consecutive deaths of the group's two ex-president generals, Professor George Obiozo, who died in 2022, followed by Emmanuel Nwayawu, who died in 2024. To help us throw more light on this, as they have applied the doctrine of necessity, I'm joined virtually now by Mazi Bismarck Oji, convener of the Southeast Good Governance Group, SEGOP, Good Governance Project, that's it, SEGOP. Mazi Bismarck Oji, you're welcome to News Today discussion.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. And apart from SEGOP, I've been a stakeholder in Ohaneze National since February 2000. Thank you.
All right, then. Thank you for that. So, finally, there's someone who is in charge, at least for the next 27 days. So, any surprises for you there?
Anyway, actually, he has one assignment, that is to ensure that by 10th or 11th of January, that Ohaneze hosts an election. Of course, I would say we were surprised because we expected that since we have only 27 days left, that the most important item on the agenda for that meeting was to set up an electoral committee. But in the wisdom of those concerned, it turned out that the need for him to complete the remaining days, not up to a month, of Imo State tenure as president. Of course, in that meeting, Chief Jackson Omena as well from Rivers, there's the issue that what is good for the goose is good as well for the gander. You know, the Deputy President General under Obiozo died even before Obiozo died. Eventually, following the said doctrine of necessity, Imo State got the chance to replace Obiozo with Iwanyawo. And so Chief Omena from Rivers was saying, if Imo is being given this chance to finish off their tenure, then it's also fair that Rivers, who lost their deputy, who lost the DPG, even before Obiozo, should also be given a slot to replace their seat on the neck. But for whatever reason, that didn't sell through. However, as I said, the most important task is to ensure that by January 10th or 11th, Ohaneze hosts elections to elect a new NEC to run the affairs of this Pan-Igbo socio-cultural organization for the next 4 years. And I would like to urge that, learning from the past, they should avoid all the pitfalls, because after the house election about 4 years ago, there seemed to have been some crisis, leading to issues of factions and the intervention by the bishops and all whatnot. So I urge whoever is to emerge as the chairman of the electoral committee to ensure that they follow the horizontal constitution, to ensure that those who are elected will not be seen as being one-sided, but will represent the mandate of the entire Igbo nation, both in Nigeria and beyond. That is the task before Nzozi Chukwu.
Yes. Absolutely well said there. And clearly, the River State contingent don't seem to be happy with what has transpired, because they were not given a chance to have a replacement for their deceased member who was a deputy president.
Yes.
So they said that at least they should have been given an opportunity to have a replacement, just like it was done for Imo State. Now that this has happened, also there's a communique by the Southeast Governors Forum, the secretariat, of course, headed by Senator Uche Okwunife, who's saying that Rivers has been endorsed to produce the next President General of Ohanese and Igbo. So if that is the case, which one should be really more priority for them? Is it trying to have just a short stint at vice presidentship, or to prepare on who becomes the new PG? I mean, you just have 27 days remaining. I mean, if you are from River State and you're a member of Ohanese, shouldn't you be at this time preparing for who would be the next PG, instead of asking to be given a shot to complete the vice presidential tenure?
Anyway, of course, your guess is as good as mine. I felt the reverse contingent, they made that request based on equity. If you want to give him a chance for 27 days, then Rivers can also be given a chance for the same 27 days as deputy. But the main issue...
But why weren't they given a chance in that meeting? Why was it impossible to grant them that?
Well, I think it's just an issue of interest and the politics. Because Alex, there's politics everywhere, even in the church, in the family, and also in Ohanese. Because if you have to follow it as it ought to be, yes, the Deputy President General died even before Obiozo. So if the right thing ought to have been done, then the replacement should have been done even before now. But actually, as I said, it's just a matter of politics. Why that of Imo sailed through, a lot of Rivers didn't sail through. But as you said, the main issue now is how to ensure that we have a substantive PG from Rivers State, because it's very strategic, because it will help to heal the wounds of the past. If we have a PG from Rivers, Alex, remember that in Rivers State, you have people speaking Igbo in virtually the 3 territorial zones, but we have them more in 2 territorial zones. You have those from Ikwere, you have those from Mechie, you have those from Ahoda, the Oba, Ndoni, and Ebema. They also have those from...
just to throw more light on the Rivers issue. Yes. Yeah, just a moment.
They are all Igbo speaking.
Yes. Chairman of Ohanese and Igbo Elders Forum in Rivers State, Jackson Omenazu, said that Imo State has insisted, since Imo State has insisted they must complete its tenure, that they are also insisting that Rivers State should complete its tenure, not just this, but 1 year plus, and that whoever emerges President General from Rivers should still have Deputy President General from the state, from Rivers State, to complete his tenure within the very last minute in this administration. So that's the point they are making. They are saying that even if a Rivers person emerges as PG, that he should have a Deputy President General from Rivers to serve out the term that was denied under Obiozo and then under Iwoyan. That's the argument of one of them here. So how is that going to pan out?
Anyway, in the first place, no, I think you didn't get it, sir. You cannot be a PG and then be also a deputy from your state.
Well, that's the demand is making. No, that's the demand is making. I'm not saying that's the law. That's the demand is making. For equity. He's asking that for equity.
I also read that statement. Alex,
yes.
I equally read that statement, okay? And then, because we know that the key issue is the PG ship. Yes. And in Ohanese, officers are zoned according to state. You cannot have the PG and the deputy from the same state. Okay? No, so I think there is that issue because it will only be fair. What is good for Imo is good for Rivers. But I think that will be overtaken by events. Now we're looking towards who is going to be the PG from Rivers. Because if we're able to elect a PG, remember in the past, Alex, we also had a PG from Delta State, Anyoma, the late Ambassador Ralph Weshe, who I served under as an SSA. It helped in a big way to heal the wounds of the past. Alex, remember there was the Asaba massacre. You know, so it helped to reassure them that we are all one. That is only the Igbos are not only in the Southeast. So if today we have somebody from Rivers, any of the Igbo-speaking local governments of Rivers State, to emerge as PG, to help to heal the wounds of the past, it will help to reassure them. Of course, Alex, remember that we have Igbos, especially all the 6 South states. We have Igbos in Bayelsa, we have Igbos in Akwa Ibom, have them in Cross River, have them, of course, in Delta, then in Edo. We even have Igbos in Kogi. There are some Enugu people who are in Kogi State, but they are Igbos. You have them in Benue. You have Eza people who are in Benue. They are all Igbos. And my brother, if you have somebody now from Rivers who emerge as PG, then all those from outside the Southeast, they'll now realize, just like right now, Alex, there's an ongoing agitation for an Anyoma state. So I think all these things will tie together to show that Igbos are not only in the Southeast, but are found even beyond the Southeast, that wherever you are from, once you are an Igbo, you are an Igbo. It mustn't be Southeast, which is just a recent creation. So I think it's very key that we should all try to see how we work towards ensuring that Rivers produces a PG, somebody who we can all work with. Because Ohanese is like, mind you, what binds all of us together as an Igbo.
That's right.
Because this issue of state, zone, they are all artificial. They all come, for instance, let's imagine the people of Ebema. They have Ebema in Rivers, they have Ebema in Imo State. But they're all the same people. So just the issue of boundary adjustment. Okay. So Igbos are one, no matter state or geopolitical zone. So this issue of electing a PG is very vital. I want us to remember those involved in our prayers.
That's right.
And see how we will do. And I also urge them to please to follow the constitution of Ohanese to the latter. That's and ensure that nobody is left behind or marginalized.
We're totally out of time.
By the time the election is held, nobody will have to cry foul.
Thank you. Thank you, Mazi Bismarck. We are totally out of time at this particular moment. But I thank you, as always, for your perspectives on the news today. And of course, much later, we'll get more perspectives from you as to how probably a new PG will emerge and those that might likely be in the running from Rivers. Thank you so much. Mazi Bismarck Orji is a convener of the Southeast Good Governance Project, SEGOP. Thank you so much. We'll take a break. When we return, it will be time to recap the news today. Stay with us.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next girl store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
To end the news today, here's a recap of our top stories. Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State urges the vaccination of dogs against rabies. In Abuja, Nigerian government clears 85 billion naira ECOWAS levy. On business news today, federal government secures $600 million foreign agriculture loans. On the foreign scene, South Korea court begins review of Yoon's impeachment.